All right, you may notice we are here at the Hilton Head Island Airport with Jon Rembold, who is Airport's Director. Nice to see you.
Good to see you again.
So I love walking up here right now because I'm always excited to see what has changed.
Right.
A massive project that is really well underway. Talk to us a little bit to start about this project in general, because I know our viewers really want an update on what's been done, where we're going.
Sure. Well, we've been underway officially for about a year with construction, but the project goes way back into the teens, really.
Yeah.
You know, so in 2018-19, we were meeting with a large stakeholder group who really informed the design of the project. So it's a community design project,
Yes.
you know. And then once we got into construction last year, the big changes started happening. So like you said, every time you come into the airport, there's something new to look at. And we're probably, time-wise, we're about halfway into this phase of the project. So hopefully spring of 26 will be going into a new building.
I love it. Well, it's very exciting. And yes, it's such a huge, really, undertaking because we as, you know, the flying public get to see the actual construction part. But it is interesting what really it takes to get even to that point and what a big community development project this is. I also want to speak on just sort of how this affects different travelers. So let's start with people who are, you know, coming in for tourist season or visiting in the winter. Let's talk a little bit about that. So when they're coming in, how is this new terminal going to affect them?
Well, this year, the main way it's going to affect them is just causing everybody to just keep their eyes open and understand what's going on. But we've got a lot of construction going on out front of the existing terminal building. A lot of that's going to be cleaned up by the time peak tourist season starts. So if you see it now, don't get worried. And we'll have 4 traffic lanes out front too for peak tourist season. So there'll be lots of room out there for drop-offs and pickups. We've got a canopy that's being installed so that folks can be undercover for that. But a lot of the mess you see now will be cleaned up in about a month or so. So I think that this tourist season should be fairly normal, so to speak. But they will still, all the travelers will still come through the existing building. So they'll be able to look at the new one that's under construction, but they'll still use the existing one. So the experience should be much the same as the last couple of years.
You can see what's coming. Well, and you mentioned that, you know, there's a little bit of a mess. It's really pretty easy to navigate, though. I mean, you're still able to come into the regular terminal here, and there's signs of where to go. And so I think folks will find that it's not very disruptive at all. I think we should touch on this, too, because it's important that tourists understand what a time savings it is to fly directly into the island. I think when people are coming from other airports, they don't always anticipate how much longer and maybe more expensive it's going to be to make that travel in. And I'm always reminded of that on Saturdays when I accidentally get out and get into all that traffic.
That's right.
I do want to touch on, too, though, this project and this expansion really has an impact on the local economy too. I mean, the economic impact here is great. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Absolutely. I mean, you talked a little bit about what we refer to as the true cost of a trip. And, you know, you can save a few dollars maybe by trying another airport, but if that really inconveniences you, then is it worth it? You know, so we try to be that very convenient hometown airport. But also for our tourists, for our visitors, we bring them right to the island. So they're within 15 minutes of their final resort destination, and they can get on vacation quickly.
Right.
And so that right there has a huge economic impact, because if people are happy, then they remember how they felt when they got here. They remember that they were able to travel to Hilton Head Island and get right on vacation. And they say, well, I enjoyed that. I didn't have to do the drive after the flight. I got right to the beach, I got right to tennis, I got right to whatever I needed to do and started the vacation. So that will create return customers and will generate that economic impact.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember that having to make that mistake as a first-time traveler to the island, how long it took us to finally get on vacation, it felt like. So we started coming here, of course. But looking forward to all of the updates and kind of checking in with you as we go, Jon. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. We'll be back.